YouTube, what's up? I'm extra hyped because this is my 100th video. I made 100 videos. I made 100 videos. And I hope you've watched every single one of them. Nah, but yeah, this is my 100th video. I absolutely appreciate everybody who watches my videos. I absolutely appreciate my subscribers. And if you are watching or listening to moi and you have not subscribed, please do so. It will be very beneficial to your magical experience because that's what I provide. Magical information. I kind of look at this channel or my live stream channel as the Seinfeld of the magical community. And if you don't know what I mean by that, Seinfeld was a kind of about nothing. It was a show that was about nothing, but so much took place on it. So, uh, topics will vary. It's all about magic. Um, I'll be sharing a lot of my personal experiences moving forward. Because I feel like I got to share some stuff for people because I feel like people need to see that there are healers out there that are not perfect because there's this illusion that to be a spiritual healer, you have to be perfect or you don't have any problems in your life. And that's a fucking lie. um, and that we go through issues too, in that I was at a place and I'm at a different place now. Um, but I want to talk about self love. I want to talk about self love. In 2017, self love in the age of information and technology, the age of social media, and the impact that society has on how we view ourselves. For me, my issues with self love started early, I guess. I've recently talked about it in a previous video. Living in two different demographics on the East Coast and really being fucked up over it. From the age of 5 to 14, I lived in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And living on the Cape really masked my view of people of color. And I don't know, just being around people of color. There were black people where I was at, small community, but overall, majority of the population were, white Caucasian people. And it doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter what race you are. When you are the minority and another race is the majority, you're gonna feel inferior. You know, say for instance, you are a black person and you live in a Mexican environment or a Hispanic community. You're white, you live in a Hispanic community. Um, you're black living in a white community. You're white living in a black community. You get what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily think it was because it was white people per se. I just think because I was a minority and I didn't see people that looked like me, in my elementary years, and the overall population on the Cape, it really did something to me. Um, I've had people, children, come up to me, want to touch my nose. Your nose is so flat. Want to touch your hair. Your hair's so bushy. Can I touch it? Um, things of that nature. I never really thought about it until I'm currently doing a 21-day tarot challenge. It's released the shadow. It's dealing with shadow work. I did a live stream the other day and I pretty much broke down what shadow work was, but I'm currently doing some therapy, some shadow work healing on my own, posting it on the social media, and this topic kind of came up in a question, and I just never reflected on it. I mean, I didn't think that it personally would I don't think that it would personally affect my self love and my view of self love, which is crazy. But it has, you know. Not only going through that, my name, Unique is my name. A lot of people don't believe it for some weird reason. Like there's no other person in the country named Unique. Surprisingly, a lot of men from the South are named Unique. I've only met one or two women who have spelled it like me. I've met about four or five named Unique. So my name kind of outcasted me also, made me feel different. And I kind of hated my mom for that in a way, even though she told me that she had a dream to name me Unique. My name was supposed to be Danielle, but anyway, um, I was outcasted because of my name, you know, on top of all the other levels of things that I'm going to get into that kind of outcasted me, but my name for sure. Like I said, me being the minority for sure. I was the oldest of four, so I kind of didn't have all the name brand clothes and all the sneakers and things. I kind of had to take the back seat for my brothers and my sister, and my dad wasn't in my life. So all of these things are just adding to just digging away at my self love. Find myself having daddy issues. My dad wasn't there for me. The family on my dad's side. I'm the only child on my dad's side, and I really have little to zero communication. Um, I feel like only certain people on my dad's side really communicate with me. I don't know if it's because they feel bad or what, but yeah, I don't even know if it's genuine anymore, and I really don't care. But just not having my dad in my life the way how I needed him to affected my self love. I did a lot of things because I didn't have a father figure, and I feel like maybe if I had a dad or something like that, you know what I mean, I wouldn't have went that route. So definitely lack of self love. Every daughter needs a dad, just like a son needs their mother, you know. And I didn't get that, and so I had to make sure that I didn't take that away from my children. Now, me and my ex husband were divorced, but still, um, my kids love their dad. I can't say nothing bad about them, bad about him. They love him. They have love from their dad. So I definitely wanted to change that for my daughters because I didn't get that, and it affected my self love. And so we've got all these things: daddy issues, oldest of four, not having the clothes, not having sneakers, thus resulting in no friends, being the only minority in my class sometimes, my name, to throw it all on top of that, just left me an outcast. Was blackballed by the black people in the community, most of them, some of them. Um, I don't know. They just hated me. They hated me because of my name. I'm a weirdo. I don't have any clothes. I'm ugly. I have big lips. My lips are big. I've accepted it. I have no choice. It's on my face. But I've heard that all my life. Soup coolers, all types of crazy mess. You know what I mean? But things like that, it definitely makes somebody hate themselves. If you're constantly hearing negative things about yourself and you don't have anybody there to validate or give you any positive feedback, it sticks. So then from 14 to 20 something, I moved to Philadelphia, and Just bullshit all over again. I did make some friends in Philly, but for the majority of people that knew me and went to school with me, again, outcast, weirdo. I talk white, um, nerd. You know, I didn't wear name brand clothes like that. I kind of wore whatever I really wanted to wear, which is crazy because half the shit I was wearing started to become popular down the line, and I'm like, wow. And even to this day, I mean, I'm glad for it, but the new generation now and the millennials, they live for being weirdos. Like my whole life, I was a weirdo, not because I wanted to be, but because that's what I was branded. And I've had to kind of live a reclusive life a little bit because people really didn't get me, and some people really didn't know how to approach me because of my perceived awkwardness. Never been the type to really have a whole clique and gang of girlfriends. I've had friends that were popular, but I was never the popular one. I was always associated with somebody who was popular or something like that. But I never had the clique. I never had to click the multiple groups. I always envied that too, and I was like, why is that not me? Why don't I have the clique of girlfriends? But that's just not my character, my energy, and I'm okay with that now. I have my daughters now. My daughters are my best friends. The older they get, the more I'm able to tell them things. And I have my husband, and I have people in my life now as an adult, women that are supportive, that reach out. Um, Most of them have businesses. They're spiritual healers themselves, and so I just think that's beautiful, um, that I'm able to connect, you know, with Black women, and everybody in general. But I'm just talking as far as my background and my lack of self love and where it comes from. So I really appreciate it. That's good. But yeah, so all of these aspects for me, you know, um, led to my lack of self love, especially all of it, mostly, but mainly talking about my physical attributes and just making me feel like I was ugly, you know. Um, I learned later to appreciate myself, appreciate all of my attributes. I'm grateful now. I have a man in my life, my husband. He loves me to death. He loves everything about me. He tells me all the time. He gives me hugs and kisses. Um, he makes me feel good about myself. And although my mom, she did the best she could, she had 4 kids. She never instilled things in me, and I don't think it was because she didn't want to. I don't think she knew how. I don't think her mom instilled positivity in her so that she wouldn't have lack of self love. There's a lot of stigma, there's a lot of dysfunctional things going on in the Black community, in people's homes, period. Not even a Black community. I don't want to leave anybody out by all means. It's just I'm speaking to it from a certain perspective because I am a Black female. But I know most for surely that there are all walks of life of women out there whose mother did not give them what they needed so they could have self love. You know what I mean? So please don't take offense. I'm not trying to leave anybody out. I am a woman, but I'm also a Black woman, okay? Because people tend to get offended when I want to talk about race and racial issues. I can't ignore that I'm a brown skinned person in America. And we already have a disadvantage. And I'm not going to go back and forth with that. We all know that brown skinned people in America have a disadvantage, all right? And I do believe government instills racism. I don't think it has anything to do with white people in general. I think it's a government thing and it's trickling down and being, but I'm not going to get into all of that. So, anyway, um, women, Black women specifically, don't know how to instill positivity and love into their daughters. You know, my mom did the best she could. I'm not taking nothing from her, but there were some things that she was lacking because she wasn't taught. And I had to look at that and see what my mom didn't give to me and make sure that I do it for my daughters. Sometimes I have to tell myself, I have to remind myself, give your kids a hug today. And it's not nothing that I'm doing purposeful. It's because, my mom showed me love when she could, but, I don't remember having a whole bunch of hugs from her. So they're just things that I try to do. I tell my daughters they're pretty, they're smart. I just feed them with a whole bunch of positive affirmations so that when a man come around, they don't get all giddy and want to open up their legs because somebody's telling them they're pretty or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So definitely, that's how I view that as far as for my kids and stuff like that. But yeah, self love, lack of self love in the black community and with women, period. So not only did I bring up, I touched on, issues in the home, society, demographic. Then we've got, and this was pre social media, right? And now we've got, well, we had the magazines and carrying on, things like that. But now social media, we've got these smartphones. Oh, they're just gonna make you feel like shit everywhere. We've got the ads, we've got everybody fake as hell on fucking Instagram. Motherfuckers is fake. Everybody's putting up an illusion, fucking Photoshop. Just like Kendrick Lamar said on his song, he want to see some fucking stretch marks. What the fuck is up with the Photoshop? Everybody wants to appear perfect, and I just want you guys to know who sits there, all the females that's on the gram looking at the explore page and at everything else and all these fucking celebrities. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. Even Beyonce, the greatest fucking entertainer right now in the world. I don't know if she's the greatest entertainer in the world, but everybody loves her. Everybody loves B. The Beehive. I don't want nobody coming for me. Um, but I've seen videos where, she's doing a music video and she had to wear, you know, two left-handed gloves or nothing is perfect, but we can always give an illusion of perfection. Nothing is ever fucking perfect. And you guys need to understand and know that there are things that go on behind the scenes that we don't see. There is a whole bunch of things that these women do to prepare themselves to have the appearance of perfection. Photoshop. Look at Kylie Jenner. This girl, she's 20 years old, pregnant. I can't say anything. I was 20 when I got pregnant, even though I got married. That doesn't make me any better. But um, her mother, I don't give a fuck if she's a millionaire, billionaire, whatever the fuck they are. Her mom allowed her to get all that plastic surgery done on her face. And the social media tries to make Kylie feel like shit for how she looks. She hated herself so fucking much. She hated herself so much. Her face, she doesn't even look like the same person. And to me, she looks old as fuck. She looks like an old fucking lady. She looks older than me. She looks my age. I'm gonna be 35 this year. Kylie Jenner looks 35 years old. And tell me she don't. Somebody say she don't. I swear to God, you just lying. Kylie Jenner looks 35. I mean, that's what she want to do. Her mother approved of that. Her mother approved of that. So, you know, um, I'm just baffled, and now she's pregnant, supposedly with Travis Scott's baby. So, what is the message that Kylie, even though she's not a role model, she is though, because these people have influence over our children. What is that message sending to kids? That you're ugly as fuck until you can have plastic surgery to fix your face how you want it to be so you can be beautiful and then love yourself. I know Kylie Jenner hates herself. She hates herself and she don't love her face now. She don't love her face now. She's gonna have to maintain that shit. All them fillers and fucking Botox and whatever the fuck. They have to keep that shit up. They have to keep that maintenance up. They got the money for it. They can do it. I'm not knocking them, to each his own. I'm just showing y'all that the reason why it's being done is self love. Nobody cuts up their face and has a completely different fucking face than what they were born with, and you love yourself. It'd be different, like Jada Pinkett Smith is getting older. I see she's got some Botox. She's had some work done. But her whole face isn't changed. You still know it's Jada. Like Kylie, her whole face is another person. So that's definitely a factor um, when we're talking about lack of self love. Social media will have you hating yourself. You stay on social media for about an hour, you're gonna think you're overweight, you're fat, you're ugly, nobody loves you, you don't have enough clothes, your hair is not right, you don't wear makeup, your nails, like, man, don't feed into that shit. As far as black women goes, I'm so glad that a lot of black women are um stopping putting them chemicals in their hair, the relaxers. I'm not judging anybody, but we all know that that shit ain't good for your hair. You know, I used to put relaxers in my hair. I had locks for 13 years. They were damn near down my back. I was twisting them too much because of my OCD. They were beautiful. And so I've decided to restart my locks. So I've got faux locks right now, or what are these, Senegalese twists or whatever, but I'm going to get my locks back. I love locks. I love my natural hair. I just feel empowered. I feel strong, strength when I have my locks. Um, to each his own. Like I said, I'm not judging anybody. I'm not judging anybody, but we know that that shit burns the chemicals in your head. It's going into your brain, you know. So yeah, I'm glad to see more natural people. You know you can straighten your hair without a relaxer. I know y'all know that. I'm not trying to play anybody, but you know you can get your hair straightened without a relaxer. You gotta find yourself a good hairdresser or learn how to do it yourself. Stop dating these men that make you feel like shit. Stop dating men that there's no equal exchange of energy. You know, women keep dealing with men that can't do for themselves. You know, and they become a burden. Definitely stop getting in relationships that's not going to benefit you. And that's for either party. That's for a man or a woman. I'm not just going to sit here. I mean, I'm speaking to women because I am a woman and I'm talking from my perspective. But as far as the men, the same thing goes. Stop dealing with women that really there's no benefit in it. Nothing but drama, physical abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse. That's on both ends. Because women can abuse their men too. I used to verbally abuse my ex-husband. I didn't consider it or think that's what I was doing, but looking back and reflecting, I was. So don't let social media make you feel like you're not shit. And things to help with self love. First and foremost, if you've never done it, I'm gonna task you with some soul work, which was given to me not too long ago. And it's something simple, not nothing major. Get a piece of paper and a pen and write 5 things that you love about yourself. Take your time. You don't have to rush into it. Think about it. I want you to write 5 things that you love about yourself. Okay? That's the first thing. Second thing, affirmations. I am beautiful. I am pretty. I am smart. I am intelligent. If you've never heard these things anybody tell you, then you need to tell yourself, right? And if you have a significant other and they're not telling you these things, then something's wrong, right? My husband, he tells me all day I'm beautiful, he loves me, I'm great, this, that, and the third, and he really helps. You know, he helps me. He makes me feel loved, definitely, 100%. And my children, too. My children also. So positive affirmations about yourself. Take care of yourself, your body and your mind. Treat yourself. Go get a mani or a pedicure if you can't afford it. Go to the dollar store. Get some nail polish remover, some cotton balls, and do the shit yourself. The pedicure, in order to remove the skin like they do at the nail salon, go get you a bottle of mouthwash like Listerine. If you can't afford the Listerine, get the dollar store brand. Get some apple cider vinegar. Get a bucket, something that you can put your feet in. Fill it up with some warm water, and then put some Listerine in there and some apple cider vinegar. I would say a cup of each, a half a cup, whatever. Um, and maybe, I don't know how much water, depending on the jug. You know what you need to cover your feet up, but definitely a cup of Listerine and a cup of apple cider vinegar. Make sure you have something where you can scrub the dead skin off your feet. Soak your feet for about 20 minutes longer. I usually do longer, and the dead skin's gonna come right off your feet. It's gonna come right off. When I can't get to a nail salon to get a pedi, I do my own. The skin's gonna fall right off. Go ahead and use that skin scraper, get it off. It's all gonna just come off like slush. I'm trying to tell you, your feet are gonna be so smooth. And then go ahead and paint your toes. Paint them in a very pretty color, a color that you like. If you need help, ask your husband to help you. If he doesn't feel comfortable, ask your daughters, or just like I said, do them yourself. Um, Treat yourself. How many of you guys are wearing the same bra that you've had for like 6 months? When's the last time you got yourself a good bra? And I'm not talking about no damn dollar Walmart bra or whatever. Go to Victoria's Secrets. I don't know where I go to Victoria's Secrets. Get yourself a good bra to boost up your titties, boost your breasts up. You know what I mean? Hold you up, give you support. Get a good bra. A good bra is gonna cost anywhere between $40 and up, but it 100% worth it. Victoria's Secret is not the only brand, but that is the brand that I generally get because it does justice for me. Get yourself some pretty panties. Again, I go to Victoria's Secret. Sometimes they have sales, 5 for $28. Um, I get me some real pretty panties. You know what I mean? Um, so treat yourself. Treat yourself to a nice dress. If you can't afford to go to the mall or go to a name brand store, go to the thrift store. I shop at the thrift store. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the thrift store. Especially if you go in a really good area, a suburban area, you'll find I found things with the tag still on it, name brand dresses, with tags still on it at the thrift store, the consignment shop. Think outside the box. You don't have to shop, and everything doesn't have to be brand fucking new. Now, if you're one of them people that have them complexes about wearing hand me downs, and I don't know what to tell you, but shop at a bargain, discounts, but do something. To treat yourself, get yourself a new outfit, and do this. If you can only afford to do it once a month, do it once a month. But you need to establish a day where you treat yourself and you pamper yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, nobody's going to love you. If you don't invest in yourself, nobody's going to invest in you. So just do these things for me, okay? Practice self love. Self love is the key. Um, and I assure you, if you implement these things that I talked about for the last 28, 29 minutes in the video, you'll start to get a different perception about yourself and about life. You'll start looking at things different. You'll go through what I call a paradigm shift. Your whole thought process is going to change. When you start loving yourself, you start respecting yourself, you get confidence, you gain self esteem, um, morals, ethics. Things just look a little bit different. You don't accept certain things from people when you love yourself. So just because you was dealt you know, a short hand growing up, and just because you didn't have a dad or people made fun of you, that's no reason to wallow in that misery and be a victim to lack of self love. That's all the more reason to love yourself because of the things that you've been through. And if you love yourself, like I said, it's going to be a reflection, and watch the interactions and how people connect with you and interact with you based on how you change your outlook on your own self and start caring for yourself, pampering yourself. You're going to have a different energy, a different aura field to you once you start doing these things, okay? It's not easy. It's not easy. There's other things to factor in that I didn't even mention as far as my lack of self love. Victim of child sex abuse. Um, you know what I mean? So definitely adds to my lack of self love. Well, it did. You know what I mean? So these things should not hold you back. And, no more playing victim. No more playing victim. No more feeling sorry for ourselves. We owe it to ourselves to stand up and stand proud. Hold your chest up, hold your head high, and keep it moving, right? Keep it moving, especially if you have daughters. You can't be walking around with lack of a love for yourself when you've got daughters. You've got to love yourself. How can you love your kids if you don't love yourself? How can you love anybody if you don't love yourself? And I've asked myself these questions too. I'm not just throwing them at y'all, right? So I'll leave y'all with that. This is my 100th video. It was a little bit deep, a little intense, not too much. Let me know. Comment. Let me know what you think. And this is the conclusion of my 100th video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that button. If you have not visited my website, go ahead and check it out at www.urbanmystic.com. Also, check out details of the coven. I just posted a video briefly explaining what the coven's about, and I shared our affirmation for the month of September. All right, I will be back at y'all at another time. Deuces.